it's almost happened to every single one of us at some stage in our life, whether that people are still overcoming it or people have overcome it. And for me, if we look back of 5-6 years ago, I don't think I will be ready during that time to talk about what I talk about, and only because that I didn't know what I wanted.
Yes.
I also believe that sometimes confidence comes from knowing what you want and who you are.
Yeah.
And sometimes also imposter syndrome comes from fear of being judged.
And that's exactly, fear of being judged is a big thing for all of us. And I used to think about that a lot, or someone looking at you, or don't look at me, leave me alone. I'm comfortable, but I'm uncomfortable when you're looking at me, or whatever it might be. But the imposter syndrome is a really big thing. And when you meet talented people and you can see the talent that they actually have, but they don't want to talk about it, it's really quite sad.
It's a lot of inner work to work through, though. We remember how before that we were talking about the remote control,
Yes.
the preconditioning about what we could do, what we couldn't do. And one of my favorite quotes of Les Brown is, and always live by that, is someone's opinions of yours does not become your reality.
Yes.
And I remember when I was 15, the first time that when I actually read that quote, I'm like, what? That happened? And it sort of gives you reflections of that is true in your whole life. There's so many people, including your family, friends, strangers, colleagues, teachers, will tell you what you should and what you shouldn't do.
Exactly.
They give you opinions based on their experience, their beliefs, their values, and somehow you live in a world where you don't have identity on your own.
Because you're conforming to others, when deep inside there's something, chipping away in there. There's the magic in there. It's wanting to get out, but it doesn't know how because you're not letting it get out.
Yeah.
And that magic, I've had just recently, and I want to reiterate this, is that I had conversations with amazing women, and they didn't want to talk about it. The creativity, the magic that they create, and only a few people know about it. When you could share it with the world and people could enjoy it. And I suppose it was a lesson I learned there and then too, that there are people that are quite happy in their own little bubble.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
I guess it could be during that time they are comfortable where they are, and it could be they are afraid of some sort. At the end of the day, imposter syndrome has so much elements underneath it. We don't know which one is which. But I guess for me, being able to speak in here, it's an example of me knowing, you never know, maybe someone else out there listen to it and realize, oh, I do have imposter syndrome. And if Iris is a high school dropout, came here in age of 15, and can do what she does now, be able to support others, they knowing their voice, maybe somehow be able to inspire and empower others. So it's no longer about them, it's about who they can serve.
And it's who they can become.
Absolutely.
And I say we all have that amazingness and that magic inside us. It's just bringing it to the forefront and shining, making it shine, and building that confidence, that self-esteem and that wisdom, and being proud of who you are, not hiding behind something, but stepping out and really being who you're meant to be, not what others tell you should be.
Yeah. And I really resonate with that. I remember when I first started working with Ty, and my job was always behind the scenes. So I run a lot of operations side of it, where for me, I always like to say he's Asian Justin Bieber, and I'm just his manager. So my job is to just get him to create as many singles, and then I can make money out of it. But during the COVID,
I like that.
You like that, right? Maybe I could be Beyonce. I thought, you know what? I can be Asian Beyonce during COVID. And I really shift for the last 2 years. I have achieved so many things that I would never achieve in the last 6 years in the making in the business. And it because that I step up,
Yes.
I show up, and I thought I didn't want to be shadows in our company anymore.
Yeah.
So I can stand right next to him and be shine and be on the same stage at the same time. And because I also have a gift that I want to show to others. And that really a big shift. And again, it's a lot of inner work, you know.
Huge amount of inner work, isn't it?
Yeah, like going through it, like, you know, you can do it, Iris, you can do it.
And then there's this little bit saying, "Oh no, you can't. Oh, who do you think you are? What do you think you can do? You know better than anyone else." And then you're saying, "Oh yes, you can do it. You can do it, Iris.
And
I can do it, Iris." Yeah.
And the moment when I stepped up, I found the client that I've served stepped up. I found the community that I'm with stepped up. I found that the achievement that I could have achieved way more. You know, not talking about just business, but the community achievement and the client achievement as well. And it's all by leading by example and be the leader you wanted to be, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
become, isn't it? Become the person, be the change in the world. I can't remember it. Mahatma Gandhi. Oh, I can't remember it. Anyway, you know, be the change you want to be.
Yeah.
And we ourselves have that responsibility. It's nobody else's fault if we don't achieve. It is our own fault. So that we have to look within to say, you know, someone can be saying to you, you should, and you know, all those things, and these little stories in your head are going, "Oh, I should listen to them. Oh no, I shouldn't. I should be doing my own stuff." But it's when you do that inner work, and that's what you bring out in people, that inner work to build that self-worth and confidence and self-esteem, to allow them to see the brilliance that they actually have.
Yeah. And we shift and we change. We rebranded our company 2 years ago to U1 Group because we believe that anyone can achieve anything that they want.
Absolutely.
It's you want. Whatever that you say, you can get it. And one of the mantra we have is we do not focus on problem. We identify the problem, but we only focus on what we want. Because then it eliminating all these shiny objects, who achieved this, who won this, oh my God, I need to follow her, or, you know, this got this, you know, it's all about focusing on what you want and what you want only.
Yeah, and it's really important that you do focus on who you are and what you want. But as we said earlier, you must take action. So therefore you have to have a strategy, a plan, and you can chunk it down. It doesn't have to be achieved right tomorrow, but you can put a date in to say, this is my goal, this is when I want to achieve it. And if you haven't achieved it by that date, just move the date. Don't change the goal.
Yeah.
Because if you really want it, you're not going to change the goal.
Yeah. And if you get stuck of how to achieve goals, you find someone that be able to help you to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And goals are really important, and dreams. I mean, as a kid, you used to dream and you had this amazing imagination. So why can't we have the dreams and this amazing imagination when we're older?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I always say you can manifest anything you want in life.
Absolutely. But you've got to want it badly enough.
Yeah. And you can feel it.
Yeah. And it's not a need, it's a want, it's a desire.
Yeah.
And you take the steps to make it happen. Regardless of whether someone throws a spanner in the works or not, you'll find a way around it. There's always a way of achieving what you want.
Absolutely.
And I know that because I'm sitting here.
Damn right.
Absolutely. But it's true. You know, I've always said I wanted a radio show. And it took me a long time to pluck up the courage to even step into the realm of taking that step. But once I took that step, you know, I'm 6 years down the track.
Wow, you don't even look like it.
Yeah. So, you know, it was a big fear
Yeah.
of mine.
And,
But it was a want, it was a desire.
and thank you for allowing yourself step up, because of this. See, I'm here today. So I'm really grateful as well, and thank you. You know, I guess that's one of the really big inspirations for any listener out there. It's again, you know, by you stepping up, you showing as an example, you're showing that being a leader of example. At the same time, again, it gives other people's opportunities too.
Yeah,
It's
and don't
amazing.
ever say you can't do something, because I used to always say to my children, there's no such thing as can't. Get rid of that. It's I don't want to.
That's right.
And if you don't want to, then that's fine. But if you want to achieve something, and it's not a need, it's a want, it's a desire. And you've got to have that burning desire inside you to achieve and make the goals big and hairy and scary. Because the bigger and the hairier and scarier they are, the better they are once you've achieved them.
Yeah, and you look back and you realize that, wow, did I achieve all that?
Yeah, and feel proud that
Yeah.
you actually have achieved it.
And celebrate.
And celebrate. And as you said earlier, you know you get all your staff, all your team, and yourselves to celebrate small wins, big wins, medium wins, and it's really important to celebrate. And that's what I've learnt over a long time. Someone said to me, I said, "Oh, I'd achieved such and such. Did you celebrate?" And I'm thinking, did I celebrate? I probably celebrate all the time. I probably celebrate all the time. But it's, you know, it's like I got this opportunity to go and stay on a farm,
Yeah.
and it was absolutely magic.
Yeah.
Magic. And I can work remotely, and I had so much fun, you know, catching up with clients and people I'd only Zoomed with, you know, so meeting people face to face and doing fun things. And we went on this winery walk, and
Wow.
it's the Rutherglen Winery Walk, and it was so much fun. We all got dressed up, so I got dressed up as ballerina.
Wow, I would love to see the photos of it.
and had my fur coat on because it was freezing. But you ought to have seen the people that were all dressed up in amazing costumes. They looked absolutely brilliant and had so much fun. You know, you just get on the bus, you get off the bus, you go do your wine tasting and whatever, and then you get on and you go to the next one, and you have conversations with people you've never met before, and it was wonderful just to experience that sort of thing. I'm going back next year.
Oh wow, take me there.
You can come. You can come. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. But it's things like that are your rewards.
Yeah. You when you talk about farm and wine, it reminded me early this year in March that I got an opportunity to become a TV co-star cast member for TV charity Global Adventure All Stars. So what they do is they get all the different charity together, and we all fundraise for different charity. And my selected charity was Project Karma. Now, Project Karma is to help combat child sexual trafficking,
All right.
online sexual crime within Australia and Southeast Asia. And we got about 12 cast members, right? And it has been postponed from last year till this year. And we weren't sure that if this is gonna film or not because of pandemic.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that for the TV show is you actually don't know where they're taking you, the location.
Yeah.
So eventually they took us to Gippsland.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
fabulous up there.
And each day we actually don't know what type of adventure that we're gonna have. You know, we were staying in these beautiful accommodations, and it has like a farm as well.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We get to, you know, drink wine, a bit of alcohol at the end of the filming each day, and we had so much fun. And you know, for me, it's about doing that philanthropy work and being rewarded for the philanthropy work,
Yes.
because we fundraised over $120,000 for the charity.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you. And at the same time, get to spend the time with them, all the people that we care. So there's 12 of us, I think 8 of us that was with all our girls.
Yeah.
So it's like a girls trip.
Yeah.
So we
Yes. How long did you go for?
we went for 6 days.
Oh wow.
Oh, and like,
It would have been brilliant.
yeah. So every day, each day, you have 2 activities.
Right.
You wouldn't know what activity that would be. But I did actually tell them that I actually couldn't swim.
Oh,
I'm
so
not a
you
swimmer.
got that.
And I have, yeah, I don't know how to swim, and then I have fear of heights. So so all the activities was things that I was feared of. So I actually had to overcome all those within the 6-7 days, which is quite an interesting. But I don't want to do a spoiler alert because it will air at the end of this year.
Yeah. And what was it like for you? Did they take you up high?
Yeah.
And what was it like? What was the feeling like? Well, share that.
Yeah, so I knew one of the things that I feared of was fear of heights, and also I don't know how to swim. So fear of heights, when I got onto all the way to the top where I can see the skies, I was lucky I didn't pee my pants. Can you imagine? I remember I had to hold one of the cast member hands so tight that she almost screamed at first. But when you actually get there, again, sometimes we often create problem ourselves.
Yeah, well, we do.
Yeah, and we create the problem bigger than what it is.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And, all the thing about not being safe enough, what had happened that it fell, and all those sort of things that it go disappear once you realize that you're in a very safe environment. So I had so much fun throughout the 6 days, whether that it is to overcome the fear of heights, to overcome the fear of not being able to swim. I could proud saying that I've done it all now.
Yay! Well done. Well done. Great achievement.
Yeah.
That is excellent. Okay, we're going for a break, and when we come back, I'm just going to turn this off.